how is a camel bladder a competitive advantage?
It is. And so, because people go, so what? So why? So you don't go to the bathroom. I mean, I went to a signing not long ago, and I got there at 7, and I signed from 7 in the morning to midnight, and I didn't move from the desk where I was signing from. Now, again, other human beings have to eat and go to the bathroom. So I go, you better have 2 teams then. You're going to have to rotate them. Let me just sort of quickly get out of the way first, how you cannot go to the bathroom for 17 hours. It's really sort of easy stuff. If you don't put anything into your top hole, nothing comes out of any of the bottom holes, right? It's just basic. So I don't eat and I don't drink. That's a whole nother conversation. But like they're going, what, how do you do that? That's another conversation. But if you don't put anything, nothing in, nothing out, simple, easy. And I know this to be scientifically true because I've used it to my advantage. Now, because I have a camel bladder, 2 things have happened in my career that I think have been advantageous. One, everybody, when I go to the conventions, would have to go and take a lunch break. Why? Because they're hungry. They're hungry. Right? My wife would tell you, I have never uttered those words, I'm hungry. I eat because science says I need to. My body needs fuel. So I put it in, not because I'm hungry, because I have to. It's an essential ingredient, food. So I do it. But I can outlast you if you got to go away. So people would take off at conventions and go away for lunch or bathroom breaks or whatever. Guess who didn't? Me. And here's why that matters, because there's people in line. And if you've got, at the time of our popularity, when they used to open it up, you'd have at times, I'm telling you, literally thousands of people in line waiting for your autograph. First off, in good conscience, I can't have somebody waiting in line for 2 hours, 3 hours, and then look at them and say, cut, I'm going for an hour and a half lunch break. And the kid's going, what? I've already been in line for 3 hours. Like, I can't do it. I can't look at somebody in the eye. I won't do it. So I said, no, I'll just figure out how to not do this thing that most humans do. So, and here's where the upside is that when all my peers have gone to lunch, then people are waiting in line, and then they're just sitting there going, well, that guy's still signing. What's his name? Todd, Tom, Tim, whatever. What's he do? Spider-Man? Well, I like comic books. I know Spider-Man. And guess what happens, Tim? They get in your line. They don't care really at that point about you. They just go, he's signing. The line's moving. I'll get in his line. And then they come up. You've got 20 seconds. You become as gracious as you can to them. And maybe you peel off and you've got a new couple fans. And all of a sudden it's like, I only collect X-Men, but that Todd was a gentleman and he was very nice and he smiled at me. He was very kind. You know what? Maybe I'll go buy one of his Spider-Man books or, in the future, his Spawn books. And so that's it. Good, right? I'll always be nice to anybody, no matter who they are. Number 2, on the business end, and this one is sadly even easier, and it's just pathetic at times. I live in Phoenix, Arizona, and Phoenix, Arizona can be 110 degrees. Let me tell you, I'm like a cockroach. I don't care what the weather is. I'll survive. Don't worry about me. I'm good. But here's what I know about other people. They have comfort zones. And so whenever I was in some big legal dispute or contract dispute, I would say, especially the people in LA, I go, you fly them to me. You fly them to me. Now, this is just the art of war. So my desk is facing a big, giant glass window, right? And I know when the sun comes down that window. Now, usually when I'm in my room, I bring down the drapes and I put up the AC and I'm comfortable. But when the enemy's coming, i.e. the people I've got to negotiate with come, right? I make sure that the blinds are up and that I turn the air conditioning so that it's actually stuffy in that room. Because why? I can endure it. I've done it plenty of times. And then they always come dressed in a 3-piece suit. Wrong move, guys, wrong move. And then they come in and they come into the room and I close the door and I know it's going to get stuffy. And then I put a giant pitcher of water in front of them. And then I utter the words, guys, this has been going on far, far too long. Here's the deal. We're not leaving this room until we settle every single outstanding point. And during those conversations, they either pour their own water on a constant basis because they've got their 3-piece wool suit on. I've got my T-shirt and I'm in my Nike shorts. And I can just see them getting hotter and hotter and hotter, and they keep having to get more and more water. And at some point, nature calls. And then we get down to the last one, and I go, I'm not moving on point 10. I'm not moving. It's a deal breaker. If I don't get it, this whole deal. And you know how many times I've had people in my room go, fine. This is how it works. It goes like this. Fine. You can have point 10. Are we done? Yes. Are we done? Yes. Where's your bathroom? The very next thing is, where's your bathroom? Because I think in my mind that they literally caved in on the 10th point because they couldn't hold it anymore. And if they could have held it, they could have argued longer with me. And perhaps I might have conceded, or we could have compromised on that point. But their bladder cost them. Too bad. How sad. You find your advantages wherever you can get them.
Oh, McFarlane the Barbarian. What a savage. Nice work.